If you were a group of owls, you'd be a parliament. Let's be on the foot. Oh, there it is. I pledge allegiance to the flag and to the republic indivisible. Here's our four-way test of the things. Yes. Thank you all. Wow. What a beautiful day it is. I think we're going to have sunshine and it's going to be wonderful. It is October 7th, the year 2025. It's the 280th day of the year. That's like more than halfway. The Brewers are 2-0 in a best-of-5 series against the Cubs. Tony, are you a Cubs fan?
Yeah, I am. What about the guy next to you?
We got to put some things down. Things you probably don't know, don't need to know, but I'm going to tell you anyway. At 54,000 degrees Fahrenheit, a lightning bolt is 5 times hotter than the sun. So don't get hit by a lightning bolt. Birthdays, Deb Fox Schrader. Her birthday coming up on the 16th, right? 11th. 11th. Why did I write the 16th? I don't know. Because that would be next week and it wouldn't count anyway. But we're going to sing happy birthday. So, but it is the 11th. That is this week. Stand up. Terry, get us going here.
All right, for Jeff. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
All right, very good. Congratulations. Word to the wise. Do not try to drink coffee while you're driving down Highway N north of town.
Don't drive that down.
Yeah, I can tell you. Club anniversaries. Tony Pavon, you are 20 years in Rotary. And Michael, there you are. Michael is done. First year's the toughest year. Our guest today, Madeline, is it? Madeline Racine Lerner. Later. All right. I'll try to get that right next time I say it, which will probably be never. Anyway, she's our guest speaker today, and welcome. Glad to have you with us. This group is a little strange, but that's because it's darn early in the morning. Okay. A bit of a poem. October wakes up early with dew upon its trees. In these first days, a twinge on leaf points hints of what's to be. I close my eyes to imagine all the red and yellow gold and a low slung sun to bring out the colors bold. My reverie skitters forward with a smile upon my lips. I recall country roads and Sunday driving trips. Now a north breeze shakes me from my happy slumber. The branches have emptied and the ground holds leaves beyond number. How quickly an autumn picture changes. Wind and cold, the arbor landscape changes. Do please breathe in the rich autumnal splendor. Let the colors carry you on a dreamy bender. There you are. Enjoy them.
Thank you very much for that. Okay, so we're going to catch up today, calendar accurate on the member minute, and we have two, it's bonus member minutes today. So we're going to start with Tony, and then we will have Rex. So, thank you.
Keeps fitting on your 20th anniversary.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna hold my mic so you guys can hear. All right. So I'm Tony Pavon. I guess I'll start from the beginning. I was born in Great Lakes Naval Base at Great Lakes Naval Base in North Chicago. My parents were both military. My mom was in the Navy. My dad was in the Marines. They met in Puerto Rico while they were stationed out there. We settled in the Chicago suburbs for many years, and then my parents got divorced, and then my mom moved back to home, which was Gloucester, Massachusetts. So I lived there for maybe 4 or 5 years, and ended up coming back to the Great Lakes area, Chicago suburbs. Stayed there pretty much the rest of my life until I moved to Wisconsin. I moved to Wisconsin because I worked for a bicycle company, and Pacific Cycle was looking to acquire more companies. So we got bought out. I worked for a company called Brunswick Bicycle, and then got an offer to come up to Madison. So I did that in 2003. So, and I also went to school before I started working on all that stuff, but I graduated with a psychology degree from Roosevelt University, which is based in Chicago. I was married for 20 years. I had 3 boys, and now since then divorced, but living with my lifetime partner now, I call him. And together we have 6 kids. So I have my 3 boys, and he's got 2 boys and a girl, which most of them are out of the house. We're down to like 3 left at the house. My youngest both our youngest are sophomores in high school, and they go to DeForest High School. And then Jack's middle son he graduated last year, but he's still at home. He works over at Subaru as a mechanic. And my middle son is at Wayette College. He'll be coming home next week, which I'm really excited about. And my oldest son lives in Sun Prairie. He graduated college last year. I have been working at Trek for the last 10 years. And I work for Rich's son-in-law, yes. He's like kind of my boss. So, and to let you know, so I've been in the bike industry for over 26 years, and bike industry right now is not doing so hot. Sales are down quite a bit. This is like the first time we've seen the bike market shrink. Like it's never shrunk before. It's down 25% year over year, and this is global, like in the U.S. globally, and I guess everywhere in the world. But in the U.S. for sure, it's down 25%. It's never happened before. Trek is really having a hard time with this. We've gone through several layoffs this year. I'm luckily still employed, but there's a lot of people that are not, and it's kind of sad to see what's happening with the government and the tariffs. And the tariffs are really hurting us. Our prices have gone through the roof. Like our lowest end bike is probably up $200 or $300 for our low end bike. Like it's insane how much the tariffs have hurt us. And then we also have during COVID we had the big bike boom, which everyone went out and bought bikes, and that contributed a little bit to the bike bust where it stopped. Like the sales dried up because everybody bought bikes early. However, we were thinking that this year was going to be a year that things would come back, and now that we've got huge price increases that everyone's have to cover, it's like our sales are not coming back. And it's not just Trek, it's like all the bike industry in the US. So it's been a challenge. I'm hoping that we'll get through it. I've never seen it this bad before. I've been in the bike industry a long time. It does have its roller coaster ups and downs, but usually it's like a year or two and you're back to normal. And for this to be almost like 3 years in a row, it's been a challenge. So we're hoping that it will come back, and I'm confident it probably will. It might just take some time. So yeah, that's me. I guess the other thing I do at Trek is I manage the forecasting and planning system. So it's kind of like an IT job, but also a supply chain, kind of like a supply chain professional in forecasting. So that is me. Any questions?
E-bikes aren't making any difference.
Well, there's a lot of e-bikes, but they're also very expensive, and the prices of e-bikes have gone up. And Trek specializes more in the higher end product. So in this market, people are going to buy things that are more affordable, and that's not our brand. So we're getting squeezed from the affordability side of it because we have higher quality, higher spec product, and it's just out of people's price ranges now. So, and there's a lot of players in the e-bike world right now, and they're just not selling the best quality product. But
Of
yes,
the parts that are coming from overseas, how much is really here being made here?
none of it. Like
Zero.
in the first Trump administration, we got out of China because of the tariff, because he did put tariffs on us, what, in 2016, that term. We did move a lot of production out of China, but now it's like everybody's getting tariffs. We're in Cambodia, we're in Vietnam, we're in all these other Asian countries. They're all getting hit with tariffs too. So it's like all that work we did to get out of China isn't really helping us today. We're still seeing the impacts of, you know, prices on steel and all the components. Everything's made outside the U.S. and it's going to be a while if we bring it back to the U.S. and it's going to be a lot more expensive than what you're paying now. So I'm not sure if that's the plan, if that's what they're going to do. But yeah, most of our stuff is sourced out of the U.S. for now. So yeah, it's been a challenge. All right.
Thanks, Tony.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I got rushed. Yeah, so round two. Thank you, Rex.
Well, it seems that we have become a club of poets, and I couldn't resist. So I have an original poem for you this morning. April is National Poetry Month, and every April the library does something special. And this year we had a poetry slam. And I read this poem the first time in April in public. Sanctum Sanctorum. I trudge up the crooked lane in the natural path sanctuary. My breath hangs in the air on a November morning. Dew covers the bare earth path. I stop for a moment not to fall forward. I catch my breath and stop at the river stone with my wife's name. A red-tailed hawk screeches announcing my visit. I scan the treetops for the sentry over her grave. Is the raptor telling me she is not there? I stare at the mound of earth that hides her body. My walking stick keeps me upright. A breeze brushes my cheek. Brittle brown oak leaves drift across her burial mound. I had her shallow grave dug near a well-worn path in the solemn sanctuary. She led me on many paths. Cola Andre sand dunes, Harbin Creek pine woods, Peninsula State Park shoreline. I brought her mint tea from leaves she picked in our backyard not so long ago. There are no more tears. My cheeks are dry. My soul is empty, numb. Steam meanders from my mug of constant comment. No comment today.
Thank you both. I appreciate that and always good to hear from our members. Okay, so a couple of things that I have to share. This Sunday is the pancake event for the EMS open house. Thanks again to Ron also for heading that up to, for everybody. And we really appreciate everybody stepping up to partake in that. It should be a great event. We have sent out the request for Meals on Wheels as well as for assistance at Creekside, though I understand that the information from Creekside maybe didn't get to everybody, so I'm going to resend that sign up out. And I know Quentin has communicated with some folks, but thank you to others who have signed up for that as well. Appreciate that. And then the last information that I have for at least for this week is that we are accepting the donations for Trunk or Treat candy. I see there's some of this back there, so continue to bring that. Though we are not partaking in trunk or treat, we are partaking by assisting the navigators with donations. So your candy donations are appreciated. What's the number on how many kids we had last year? What was the number?
Over 2,000.
Yeah, so just a little bit. Just a modest amount of candy, you know, so if we could bring some donations, that would be fantastic. Rotary Moments. What do we have? Anybody? Kelly?
We have a football game to work concessions next weekend, the October 18th, Saturday, it's Ohio State game. The time just came out, it's a 2:30 game. Our check-in is gonna be at 11. And, we will do a carpool, probably leaving till next 10 a.m., maybe 10-ish, to get down there by park. There was 8 of us signed up. If anyone, if those of you who know who you are, if you can't make it, let me know. I might have a conflict, so I may not be able to drive, but I'll drive. And Terry's gonna drive, right? Okay, all right, so that will work. And then, yeah, so that will be our, probably maybe our last event for the concessions this year. Yeah.
It should probably leave by 10 at the latest, only because of traffic.
Okay, so leave it at 10.
So, yeah,
So another note with that too.
if we have to be over to the field house by 11.
Yeah.
We need to allow contact.
Okay. Any other Rotary Moments?
Monday, the 13th.
Yeah.
After we get done doing pancakes, we're gonna go to lunch at the Gus Diner. Our guest that day will be Chad Shelton, who is the director of recreation for the park district. Something like that he likes to have us all about. So hopefully we'll see you over at Gus Diner Monday.
Excellent. What else? Anybody? Any other Rotary Moments?
Am I correct that this is polio month?
Yes.
October is
Yeah,
polio month.
October.
Just to remind you all that we're still fighting polio, believe it or not. And hopefully not going to let it grow. Remember, there's a change bucket back there. So if you have, at least for this month, your changes you bring home, bring it back here or bring something and help us keep this thing going for polio.
Tuesday. Reminder.
October 24th.
That's today.
Anybody else? Any other Rotary Moments? Right. With that, then, I'm going to introduce Jamie, who's going to introduce her daughter, who's our speaker person. Sure. Thank you.
Morning, y'all.
Morning.
So it is my honor to introduce my daughter Maddie, who did Rotary Youth Exchange this summer. So for those of you that don't know, the beautiful thing about the summer exchange is that we got matched with another family, in this case, in northern Italy. And so their daughter came and stayed with us for the first 6 weeks of summer. We took her all over. Some of you met her at, she was here for a meeting. Maddie and her also shared some of the things they were doing while here in the US at a lunch meeting. And then July 15th, I put them both on a plane and sent them halfway across the world. So Maddie spent the second half of her summer in Italy, and she is here to share with you a little bit about what she did there as a part of Rotary Youth Exchange.
So I'm kind of assuming everyone knows my name. I don't have to introduce myself. Maddie though, just in case you didn't hear it. In case someone wasn't at the lunch meeting, because I know that some people missed it. When my exchange student, her name was Clara, she came over here again for 6 weeks. And we traveled through most of the big Midwestern cities. Like we went to Madison, went to Milwaukee, we went to Chicago. We also went out west. It was not in Yellowstone, but it was around that area in the Grand Tetons at Jackson Hole. So she got to go see our natural springs. She got to go whitewater rafting. and she really enjoyed it, like the camping trip. She'd never really been camping before, and kind of just threw right in there. But then when I went to Italy, I stayed at her house, and she lived on a vineyard in northern Italy in a small town called Gazzola. Gazzola is kind of known for the castles that were built there, you know, hundreds of years back. It was kind of a vacation area for the richer, wealthier families in northern Italy. And now, again, her family owns a vineyard, and they also run the Italian version of an Airbnb. So while I was there, I wasn't just meeting Italian people, I was meeting people from France. There was one family who came with, they had 2 sons, and me and Clara, like, you know, we went out on town with them a couple times, with her friends. So, and then there was another Swedish family, there was German families, families from the UK. So I was getting this kind of box experience where I got to see all these different cultures, not just Italy. The Gazzola is kind of a smaller town, at least the actual village. The village itself is just a small square with a couple of shops. Most of the houses are kind of scattered in the foothills of the mountains. Yeah, and while I was there, they had a celebration of their town. There was some sort of event that happened. It's blanking. It was a 100-year anniversary of something. And I got to see fireworks, which is cool because Clara also got to see the American fireworks here while she was here for the 4th of July. Another area that we were close, it's a slightly bigger town than Gazzola, was Vicenza. It's still rather tiny, but it has a small downtown area. It's kind of like the Italian version of Madison. It's known for, like, you know, you can go around this downtown area. They always have events. There's a World War II monument on there for people that fell during battle in the mountains around that area. You know, it's where Clara, she went to preschool, elementary school, and middle school, and high school. She went there for all of these years. And yeah, so she showed me around that town a lot. I got to see all the different schools. I got to hear about what it's like, how different it is from American schools, even within the architecture of the building. Like, these schools she goes to one of the oldest high schools in all of Italy. She goes for, if I remember correctly, she's going for kind of political affairs and economics, and that's what they specialize in. Another place that I went with her and her mom was Cinque Terre. It's roughly translates to the 5 cities. They're a collection of coastal towns in northern Italy that are along the ocean, and they are known for kind of being like the picturesque, perfect Italian town. One of the towns there actually was used as reference for, I don't know if anyone's seen the animated movie Luca. That's in that area, that's along the strip of land. They have a lot of outcroppings. There's a lot of rock jumping there. And there's a lot of, again, small shops. Very good food. They have sandwiches is kind of what they're known for in that area. I also went to Florence, and while I was there, there's a very famous bridge that is lined with like high-end jewelry shops that we walked around called Ponte Vecchio, if I'm saying that correctly. It's been a minute. And we also went to the Uffizi Galleria, which is it holds a lot of Michelangelo's paintings within this museum. It also has one of the biggest collections of statues in Italy. That was beautiful. That was one of my favorite parts because Clara's mom, Margarita, she used to restore paintings, like Renaissance paintings, and she worked mostly on faces and on hands, which are like the most difficult parts. So she knew all this information about these old paintings. So walking through with her and having her explain it to me, it was really cool. Another place we went was Genova. This is where Clara's family is from. It is another kind of coastal town. It's more of a port town. And something really cool about this city is that it's separated. Not like culturally or anything, but there is a completely steep cliff face that separates the two areas of the town. So on the lower end is more of the shopping area. And then you take the free elevator that has stained glass, of course, because it's Italy. They're going to have stained glass in their public elevator. You take it up, and that's where like all the apartments are, all the high rises, stuff like that, that are in the upper area. While I was there, I went to the biggest aquarium in Italy, which was amazing. They had a dolphin show. They had the cutest seals. Yeah, it was so much fun. And then the last place that I went is instead of with Clara's mom, who had usually taken us because Clara's dad was busy with work. Alan, that was his name. He took us to go see Milan. We went to one of the most famous churches there. Ooh. Okay. Well, this one's Duomo Milano, and it's known for its individual statues. The entire outside is covered with statues, but each one is unique. So you'd be walking down a hallway, and there'd be different dog heads, and each one was a completely different type of dog. And like there was these big metal doors that were completely fashioned by hand, and like looking at and seeing how huge it was, first of all, but then also how detailed it was. You know, it was just incredible. It was beautiful. It was huge. Like we went onto the roof and we could see the entire city. Like we watched a storm roll in. It was so cool. We also went to one of the last castles built in the oh no, I should have written this down. One of the biggest monarchies in Italy that kind of ruled the entire area at the time, led a lot of inquisitions, is called Castello Sifocenska. Sco. There we go. Sorry, this one's a lot of consonants. And it was known for being the Queen's palace. It's where she lived. I'm not remembering her name. I'm so sorry. I should have written this down more. But yeah, that was cool. It's just in the center of the town. There's a huge water fountain right outside. And yeah, that was mostly the places we visited. A fun fact about Italy is that in northern Italy, at least, they have a very thin crust pizza, but you're expected to eat the whole thing. So if you go there and if you don't eat the whole thing, that's like impolite. You have to eat the whole pizza when you're there. But yeah, is there any questions?
And what's the nearest like large town that we would know to where you were?
The nearest was Florence.
Florence?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Milan and Florence. Where Milan was actually a little bit closer, but Florence was
Between Florence and Milan.
Mhm.
Jamie, come here. Yeah. What was the most fun thing you did over there?
That's hard. I mean, swimming in the ocean was awesome, or the sea. I've never really swam in salt water before. I've been to Portugal before, but it was during the spring, so it was kind of like this weather outside. It wasn't warm enough to swim. But yeah, that was really cool. And like all the beaches there, they're mostly, you have to buy places to swim at the beach because they have chairs set up. So there's like, you know, a strip as long as this room where like hundreds of tourists are. But there was a couple areas where it was like rock outcroppings that we went and we would just go rock jumping, or we would just, you know, kind of shimmy our way down to go swim. But yeah, I really like the swimming. And then probably Geneva, where they're from. That was really cool just because it was like they were so in their elements. They were so happy to be like in the area, like sharing this area that they loved so much with me. Those are probably my two favorite parts.
So what kind of wines did they make at the family brings?
Oh, yeah, they mostly did sparkling whites. He also, Alan made his own Sprites, kind of heavier alcohol with like the different herbs in his garden because they also had a garden. So yeah. But yeah, mostly sparkling whites, although I did bring over a bottle of red for my parents when I came back.
So with all these outcroppings, were you brave enough to jump off of one of them?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And how high is
I think that the highest one that I jumped off was like around 20 feet. I didn't go too high, mostly because Margarita, Clara's mom, was like, no, you're gonna break your neck and I'm gonna get in trouble. Don't do that. Nice.
So what's your major in school, and how's international travel impacted your life and your view of the world?
Well, I'm thinking I haven't really gone into a major yet, but I want to go into environmental sciences with an emphasis on geosciences, which is basically rocks. So, seeing all the different types of rocks there, that was cool, but also like there's a lot of environmental issues that are happening over in Italy right now. Like they're expected, like Clara was talking about how they're expected to become the next Sahara desert. Like they're supposed to become a complete desert, which is all the mountains, like that's not natural because all of the dust and heat waves coming up from Africa. So like hearing about how like the rising global temperatures are directly impacting somebody and like why she thinks that is, like having a different standpoint, that was good to hear. And overall, traveling has really, like everyone says like it changes your worldview, but it really does. Like, especially because I have a very different personality than the family that I was staying with, both like culturally and just personally. I was, pushed a little bit out of my comfort zone a lot of the time. Like I'm a little bit more of a quiet person around new people. So like having to figure out how to warm up while still having that language barrier, like, it's a lot about communication. I learn a lot about communication when I'm traveling because there's more ways to talk than just with language.
Did you speak Italian before you went over there?
Yeah, I knew ciao. But while I was there, I picked up like simple things like, please, excuse me, like hello, have a good night, things like that, like very small phrases. I didn't really learn a lot, and it was more like while I was there, just learning how to apply myself. So like, just listening to what people say around me and then like repeating it back, which did lead to some unfortunate circumstances when I was hanging out with Clara's friends, where I said things that I did not know what they mean. But overall, I did not speak a lot of Italian at all.
What advice would you have for students who are thinking about or have decided to go ahead with an exchange? What would you suggest to them they do beforehand?
Beforehand, I think just really, like beforehand, kind of establish like how much you want to communicate with people from where you're from, and like making sure that you feel fully supported before you go there. And then like once you're there, like making sure to, again, like about the communication, like make sure to just like be in this space. Like even if you're not doing anything, like I had crossword puzzles and I would just go up and do crosswords while Margarita was cooking dinner. And like, if she wanted to talk, she could talk to me. So just being there, like if she needed help, she could ask me. Like just trying to stay in the space a little bit, like when you can, like even if it's just a quiet moment.
Anyone else? Awesome. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Okay. So we are up to Happy Dollars.
All right,
Mr. Dave,
good.
thank you.
I was wondering, our crossword puzzles, do they have crossword puzzles that are in Italian?
Oh yeah, they do. They sell them at a lot of the pop-up stands for like €5. But I brought one in English from Barnes & Noble.
Probably a good idea. Oh, excuse me. Okay, Dan,
Well, definitely Brewers. What do you say? That's a happy dollar. Last night going home and seeing that full moon. Oh my God, you know, that was just gorgeous. And just the cooling down and whatever. One of the things that I did at the farm last weekend was, because it was so hot, I've been pushing off all summer, power washing a couple of my buildings that were getting some moss on. And I go, it's hot. What a great time just to get soaked. So that was my happy.
All right, very good.
A couple happy dollars. Thursday, I leave for Africa again. We'll be there for a couple, 3 weeks. As soon as we get back, we got a day off, and then Karen speaks at Greater Things Women Conference in some current, and then a couple days after that, we leave to Kentucky, where I get both shoulders done for stem cells.
You do what?
Stem cells.
You know?
Yeah,
Okay.
I got a big, really big hair in my left. The right isn't so bad.
Anybody over here? Birthday girl?
All right, thank you for coming and speaking. Really interesting to hear about the exchange. I think now this is our second student, right? Anna went out to Germany for a year, my daughter, and now you've gone to Italy. So now we've had 2 from Sun Prairie, and we haven't had any, like, I'm not sure when. So very, very long time. So that was very cool to hear about Italy.
I just want to name, there were 3 other students in Sun Prairie that did the summer youth exchange.
Oh, they did the summer one too? Okay, now that's good. Glad people are doing that because I think that cultural exchange is just really important for everyone, but especially for kids. I think it really influences them a lot. And then the Brewers, of course, are doing great, and the Wisconsin volleyball team, not to, I don't know if anybody else watches it, but I watch them. Really a lot of fun as well. And then my birthday, I guess, will I'm going to a funeral on it. And then, but then my husband and I are taking off, and we are going out to Utah for a few days. We go to a couple national parks and hang out there. Hopefully see some good colors. So thinking that, and then we also have a project going on at our house, which is now completed. Surprising that, you know, you go over the years and, you know, you do a project as a husband and wife the first time, depending on personality, it doesn't always go great, you know, it's like everybody's got their own thing. I don't think we had one disagreement on this project, and it took us a long time, so it was really fun. We put on the side of our house, my husband has these trailers. One's a car trailer, one's a take a brush to the dump trailer, whatever. And he's had them in the backyard, behind the trees. And I'm like, we don't do anything with the side of the house. Let's just put something there. So fast forward 5 or 6 years, and we got it done. So you have to just do this. You have to just do it. You know, it's just like he has to really think about something. So if I want something, I have to like plant the seed 5 or 6 years before I care if it actually happens. But it's done and it looks good. And we didn't do a shed, it's just a platform. For it. Right now it's gravel, but we may choose to make it concrete. But it's just along the side, and it's under some trees where nothing grows. So the grass was getting really ugly underneath there. I'm like, let's just do this, let's just get this done. And
Is the meter still running?
I should probably pay for asking questions.
All right. Move on to this. Oh, there.
Oh, sure. Got to celebrate the Brewers' victory.
Absolutely. You can't celebrate the Badgers.
oh, and Steve, I did get $5 just so you know.
There was a lot on the meeting. But she used a lot. Okay, Tony.
I got $300. One, I'm just glad that the summer's been lasting so long. Like, it's now southern weather, so I guess it's okay. But yeah, our pool's still open, and we were swimming in it over the weekend, which is kind of crazy in October. Other happy dollar is my son Elijah raced his first cross-country collegiate race, last weekend. Surprised me, I didn't know he was racing, but he got 12th overall, and, he's running unattached for his school because he's redshirting this season. But yeah, he did really well time-wise, and he's coming back next week to run the Nuttycombe cross-country race, which is UW's invitational, and he's gonna run unattached there too. So we're super excited. Him and 2 other teammates are coming, stayed at my house for 5 days or so to go race that. And yeah, the other happy dollar is my son Chandler is also doing really good cross-country. Our team is undefeated in all of our meets, and conference is coming up, and we're hoping to make it to state and go to state. So yeah.
All right. Good for them.
I got a couple here. One is pancake breakfast is kind of special to me in the sense that this will be the 4th year now that my grandkids come in. And they like us to see how we do pancakes. And they ride the trucks. And we got pictures of everybody together. I mean, it's just a great time. So they're coming back to the industry for that. So that's one. Number 2, you may have heard that I do like pickleball. And it's more than just pickleball. It's the camaraderie, the socialness of that. We have, we're really trying hard to get it together. We're going to probably have about 7 to 8 couples going to Ireland next year. Not necessarily play pickleball. Just there's a tour that we're looking at that we're going to try and get everybody to go or see it all worked out. So that's going to be exciting, I think, for that. I do have a favor. Anybody going by the bakehouse today, have you take your coffee pot back? Okay, that's good. And the other thing is, I will take cash for candy today, so you can bring it to me and I'll buy it. So, thank you.
All right. Fine.
For the explanation about Italy, and I'm happy that I had 2 or 3 employees in the hospitalized in the last month and a half, which is 2 of them are back to work now. That's a lot.
Okay.
Couple of happy dollars. First, thank you for talking about your trip in Italy. And my wife and I had a chance to go to Italy a little over a year ago. Just fell in love with it. Beautiful, beautiful country. And the other happy dollar is again for the weather that we've been having has been amazing. We know it has to change at some point, but we while it lasted.
Yeah, you better believe it. And we're not done yet. All right, here we go.
$2. I had 2 friends, 2 colleagues, former colleagues visit with me last week from University of Missouri. And they only were here for 2 days, so I had to pack it in. Here's the itinerary. The morning, we went to the original pancake house on the west side. Then you go to the Mustard Museum, Devil's Lake, Ian's Pizza, Sunshine Place to show them what kind of a giving community we are. And I finished at Holy Wisdom Monastery. I've been to Holy Wisdom Monastery. Just got a great write-up in the New York Times about the environment. They're going 100% green as an environmental campus. So that's the itinerary, and they love it.
You do a free one. It doesn't have, whatever you're happy about or you want to talk about, it doesn't have to have anything to do with
Well, I'm going to South Carolina this Thursday to go to one of my cousin's wedding. His twin actually got married earlier this year. Now he's getting married, but I'm really happy for them.
It just reminds me of something. I work at the zoo. And last Saturday, the train, there were triplets. However, 2 of the triplets were identical twins. And the other one was different. I've never heard of that before. You guys have it? Hey, it is. Hey, I thought that was the first. So, okay, I'm sorry.
Is that a happy dollar?
I am super grateful for Maddie, and really proud of how she moved through the experience and went
kind of went in like deep in cold water in a brand new country with a brand new family and a language you didn't know, and you just my second happy dollar is for Margarita and Alan and their beautiful daughter Clara. I'm so grateful we have another family in Italy and we still talk. So thank you with that.
Everybody in the, oh, well, I don't know why I look here. I should look there, right? Melissa, you have one? That's a no.
Not today.
Hey. All right, here we go. Madam President.
There you go. One, thank you for speaking about your adventure. Wonderful. So thank you for sharing that with us. And then I'll chime in on the weather. So the weekend hiking in the Black River State Forest. It was hot on Saturday and hot on Sunday, and it was really great and super fun hiking. And then we came back and went home. We stopped at Prairie Lake and we're like, hey, it's fall. It was summer and now it's fall. So it was a great weekend hiking. So that was a good happy dollar for that. Let's do a little drawing here. And if you could do the honor, please. Pick one and you can read the last three digits.
595.
Who we got? 595.
I have it.
All right. Your winner? Baby chicken dinner? Great. But no, you know, there you go. It looks like this looks lovely from somebody's garden. So,
Oh, it's the last of our tomato harvest.
Wonderful. That's
I didn't
lovely.
watch them yet, so this is the last one.
All right, and then the fun Rotary fact I have for today. The Rotary Foundation has spent over $3 billion on programs and projects to support humanitarian efforts and scholarships through its 100-year history. So over $3 billion, which is pretty great. Well, that even more great. But I'm sure we are part of that. Yeah, I know we are part of that $3 billion. So there's the fact for the day. And with that, we are adjourned. Thanks, everyone. Have a lovely day.